Welcome back. The Lone Star State turning out to vote in record numbers with nearly 886,000 Texans casting ballots. It is the highest early voter turnout Texas has ever seen in a non-presidential election year.
But is this a good sign for Republicans who are fighting tooth and nail to hold on to every seat? Joining us now with reaction is Republican strategist Ned Ryun. Thank you for waking up early and joining us. We appreciate it.
Hey, guys.
Look, Ted Cruz and Greg Abbott, this was an easy one for them to win. But you look at the fact that Democrats are turning up to vote more so now than in a long time. What do you think that message is? Is this just Trump supporters versus anti-Trump versus the actual issues at hand here?
Well, I think part of it is obviously the progressive base on the Democrat side is very energized. And you saw the turnout bump up significantly with Democrats in places where there were very heavily contested Democrat primaries. And I would think the viewer should look at Texas 7. Texas 7 is one of the 23 congressional districts, Republican congressional districts that Hillary Clinton won in 2016. Democrats wanted a clean shot at John Culberson, the Republican incumbent. Progressives are saying not so fast. In fact, the DCCC spent money against Laura Mosier, the progressive candidate in the Democrat primary in Texas 7, because they did not want a messy primary. But guess what? She forced a runoff for May 22nd. And so I think the dynamic that people should be looking at is, again, Democrats need to pick up a lot, if not all, of those 23 congressional districts, Republican congressional districts that Hillary won in 2016. But are the progressives going to make the Democrat primaries messy and, in fact, maybe win some of them and put up a candidate that is far left of the district? I think that's a dynamic that people should be looking at moving forward to the general. And we saw some very interesting things play out last night in Texas in that way.
Let's talk about the Senate race here. That's going to be a very important one come November. And if it were held right now, I think Ted Cruz would win. But this guy, Beto O'Rourke, has a lot of the momentum right now. He wants to bring back the assault weapons ban. He's pro-Obamacare, and he's raising money quite fast.
He can raise money.
He's raising a lot of money. And Ted Cruz is, kind of the stale politician that's been there for a long time. He's not motivating his base as much. I think he's only raised about $800,000. Is that what I read? So O'Rourke is really outpacing him there, and he's got another 6 months to go. Could that be tighter than it looks right now?
Yes and no. I mean, listen, O'Rourke can raise money like nobody's business. He's outraised Cruz the last 3 quarters. Let's not forget the power of incumbency. It's very hard to knock off an incumbent. I believe the average for most U.S. senators is somewhere in the mid to high 80s. So O'Rourke's going to raise a lot of money. I think he'll make this very competitive. Don't forget the power of incumbency. And let's not forget, Texas is still a very red state, even though Democrats are making some noise down there. So I think O'Rourke will make it a competitive race, but I still give the advantage to Cruz.
Okay.
Let's talk about Mississippi here for a second, because Thad Cochran, we know he announced his retirement, so that opens up a Senate seat. Should the GOP be worried?
You know, what I would like to see is this right now. So Governor Bryan is going to be able to appoint a replacement to Cochran's seat. Right now, in the other Senate race, we've got State Senator Chris McDaniel, who's challenging Roger Wicker. What I would love to see is if Bryant would say, you know what, we're not going to have a messy primary with McDaniel and Wicker. I'm just going to appoint Chris McDaniel to Cochran's seat and avoid what we saw, some of the dynamics we saw in Alabama, where it became a very messy fight between conservatives and establishment. So that would be my hope. But we'll see. But the good news is, based off some reports, Chris McDaniel is actually on Bryant's list as a potential replacement. I just want a smooth run and say, let's not have a messy primary again. Let's not give Democrats another Alabama.
Yeah, Republicans want to unite and keep another Roy Moore situation out of this. All right. Thank you so much, Ned, for your time this morning.